Right, I'm going.
Good for you. Bye.
I'm back.
Hi.
And it looks like we are live, so I will say hello, everyone, and welcome, you spicy beans! Welcome to a terrible stream for terrible people. Sorry. Got beans on the brain. Yeah, how are we doing? I am fucking boiling again, because of course I am. I am the boiling man, aka Tersic. And what the fuck is going on in chat? So PragerU in Florida schools. I heard about that. I can't remember if someone told me last week or they just told me recently. I don't fucking know, but
I told you last week.
I don't know. I was very drunk last week. My goodness, you people are fucking savages. And look, that shit ain't happening again unless you pay like $100 a shot. Because if I'm gonna get completely shit-faced to the point where I struggle to function the next day, I'm gonna need a bigger payday. I'll be honest. And so I thought I'd set it to an amount that people were just not gonna do. Ah well. Anyway, back from the dead, whiskey Jesus who drank away all of our sins. Indeed, indeed, I am. And you specifically didn't fucking help making the goddamn thing 3 hours long. Close fluff, but he wrings them out for every precious drop of whiskey. I wring all things out for all the precious drops of whiskey. Why is the no pregnant Barbie? Because Ken came in another box. For fuck's sake. Florida is forming its own military tool, calling it State Guard. I thought there was going to be like a joke at the end there, but apparently not.
Yeah, I should call it Swamp Guard.
Swamp Guard sounds like a name for a deodorant.
It does as well.
I'd say that hangover was epic. I mean, none of you witnessed it, but it was definitely fucking there. I had to drink a lot of water the next day in order to not die. I missed last week. I still haven't watched the last hour. I wouldn't. It's just me being very drunk. What I couldn't believe was Mrs. Sick encouraging it. She's terrible. She wants me to suffer. That or she wants the money for a house. I think that was it. She's like,
Partly.
fuck it. Fuck that guy.
Partly.
Partly, mostly, all of it. If she can get you to do it again, but I've set the rules. So Sick drank water, heresy. It was recovery water, so I could drink more whiskey later. It's fair. It's like retreating to attack later. The joke was at the beginning, the word Florida. Oof.
Jesus Christ.
Oof. I mean, I feel like even people from Florida who aren't fucking mental probably feel that, yeah, our state kind of is a joke. I mean, when Florida man is like just a searchable term, you've got to think, yeah. Think how much you'd make at £2 a shot. What, like death? Yeah, that is never fucking going to happen. It's not suicide if it's alcohol poisoning, isn't it, though? Not if you're trying to do it on purpose. Suicide by booze is a real thing, I'm pretty damn sure. Florida man is real. He did it all. It was all him. There is no other Florida man.
So Florida man's the general of the State Guard.
Yeah, what confuses me is how they keep letting him out. Do they not notice? There must be Florida man and then just like Florida cop who is an idiot. He just keeps having the same guy. You don't get a hangover if you stay drunk. That is just not true. I have been hungover whilst pissed out of my head. It is, yeah. I mean, that's mostly when you mix, but it is definitely a thing that you can do. I'm drunk too, making noodles with barbecue sausage cut into small pieces in a pan with just enough water to cook, but have none left when it's done. It will be done in a minute. Sick. Oh my god. We just stick it in the microwave. That works a fucking treat. Because it boils off the water way quicker. A tenor says you've gone crazy and are imagining that money is talking to you. Did it say that? uh, you're not drunk, I'm drunk. I mean, can't we both be drunk? Either way, Mr. Six still gets the life insurance. That's you thinking that I have life insurance. I do not. I probably should. It's one of those things that you like become a grown up and you're like, oh shit, do I need to do stuff? Of course, if I write fucking what my job is, YouTubers, they're like, all right, we'll pay out £20 if he dies, and that's pushing it. But he has to pay 50 a month. Sick versus Florida man versus Polish guy, the drinking contest of the century, and it will be sung at all the pubs. I mean, Florida man wouldn't drink anything, though. Florida man would just do something really fucking weird, and we'd all be like...
And people would question if they've
why?
been drinking, but it turns out they haven't.
Yeah, we're all actually perfectly sober, but Florida man made us feel drunk. Gotta have a life to have life insurance. That is too fair.
Finger guns.
Welcome to Food Chat. You're just trying to make it Food Chat. I see what you're doing there, you motherfucker. Sick has a life to insure. Well, I have a being which I possess in order to, you know, get my important work done. Cage match: Florida man versus Chololong man. Why? Apart from the fact that that guy is either dead or like really fucking old now. Poor man's meal is noodles with egg and sausage, but you can add vegetables. Just need to cook the vegetables first. I mean, is that a poor man's meal? I mean, it's not an expensive meal. But, like, one of my favorite things is still fucking ramen noodles. That shit is toit. Oh, God, I walked in when they were talking about Florida man. That's a bad sign. You walked in? This is a stream. You're supposed to click a button. I don't even know how that works. Unless you'd, like, have a VR setup and it's just various rooms of various YouTube channels. And you just walk into the space and just... I think that is probably the best way in order
That'd be really weird. It'd be like going to a club and you just walk into the streamer's stream.
Oh my god, imagine if it was a club and it just had various rooms of various fucking people just talking.
That's weird.
That would be fucking bizarre. Would life insurance matter if you're immortal? Seems like a waste of money. Well, there is a difference between immortal and invincible. So if you are unkillable as well, then yeah, it would be absolutely a waste. Although there would be other problems to that. Like, what if you had your head cut off? There's a great Solid JJ. He makes these like comic book / cartoon show clips with, they're like built out of memes, kind of, but they're memes he made up. And he does one on immortality. And just everyone but the person who asked for immortality, just like, what if you wanted to die? Well, have you thought about the ramifications of this? And it's pretty great. Can you make ramen noodles using whiskey? You can make anything using whiskey as long as you want whiskey in it. I imagine you could make bad versions of a lot of things. Speaking of which, if we're going to go food, we've been watching a shitload of a fucking... He's technically a TikToker, but we found out about him on YouTube, so we count him as a YouTuber instead. And it makes him much more tolerable. I can't remember his name.
Dylan Hollis.
Dylan Hollis. He just makes these like minute-long old recipes. Some of them are fucking disgusting, and some of them are shockingly tasty. We ended up buying his book because we thought it would be a good present for my mum. She'd be well into that. Crap broke my ears. How? Did you crap in your ears? Shouldn't have done that. I would have recommended against it if you'd have asked first. If your head got chopped off and you was immortal, would the body regrow from the head or from the body or both and just make two of yourself? Who the fuck says that that's how it works?
It wouldn't regrow. It's not, you're not regenerative.
You're not immortal, but there's parts of you that will grow back and there's parts of you that won't. You'll grow back bits of skin, but you won't grow back like a finger.
Like if you were immortal and got your head chopped off, you'd just be a head at that point.
Yeah, you'd be an immortal head. If you were an immortal slash and invincible head. Of course, does invincible count as, like, just
You wouldn't
unkillable? Or does...
No, you wouldn't take injury.
Yeah, like, I don't know if invincible means that you cannot take injury, or that...
It means you'll die like, you would die eventually, depending on what your, species is, I guess. But you can't be injured if you're invincible. If you're immortal, you can't die. And if you're regenerative, then you can make new organs and shit.
If you want a fun show exploring the ramifications of the bodies growing back from head things, what was that one called? I can't remember now. It's like an anime, but it was really fucked up. I can't fucking remember what it's called.
Akira?
No. Shit. Someone will know.
Akira's fucking awesome.
But there's a whole thing. These characters have like these ghosts that no one else can see unless you have one of the ghosts that with you, and they would fight each other and shit. But they were also, for some reason, immortal, and they would grow back parts. But if you cut off just the head, the body, like the largest part of the organism, would grow back whatever. So if you just cut off someone's head, they'd regrow the head, and the original head would die. But you could make the original head watch the body grow back. And that is just, what the fuck? It's not by JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. Dio just can attach his head to things. That's completely different. Like, someone's just listened to my explanation, and they're like, oh, it's that one. But it's really fucked up. Didn't Thanos take back the gift of immortality? It's not fucking JoJo. It is absolutely, positively not JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. The ghost thing, I know what a stand is, motherfuckers. Stands aren't ghosts.
He's a nerd. He gets it.
Reanimator? No, not that.
See, now I have to look it up because I have no idea what
it's on Netflix. Attack on Titan. Are we just saying the names of fucking animes that we know now? Fuck's sake. Who's beeping at me? Oh, just... Not Twitter, Steam.
Right, I'm going to try and Google your explanation.
It's got like a 4-letter word.
So, ghost. Grow back head.
I tried Immortal Anime, it didn't show up. That's the other... Oh, it's Ajin. There we go.
Oh, Ajin?
Yeah.
What are you on about ghosts for?
Because they're like ghosts.
But they're not...
They're invisible.
They're not ghosts, though.
And they're not ghosts. I said like ghosts. A simile.
You said ghosts.
I said like. Listen to my words.
But they're not even like ghosts.
They're fucking invisible, and they fuck with the environment. That is a textbook definition of something like a ghost. Asshole. Shovel Knight. Demon Slayer. Oh my god. Something with tentacles. Yeah, we are just naming Power Rangers. Yeah, someone got Arjun. Thank you. Jesus Christ. Yeah. So, spoilers, but it's not the best show in the world, but it's got some fucked up shit that's quite interesting to think about.
Is that the one that has like 3D-esque things in it?
Yeah, and it's not great looking, but it's also not the worst thing in the universe. We are invisible. Shot game today too? Yeah, but it's fucking $100 a shot. I don't give a shit. You can do it, but it's gonna cost you, because it cost me last time. The suffering was real. I just arrived. What are we talking about? Chopping off heads. Fight, fight, fight. Kiss, kiss, kiss. Listen, just because I'm right doesn't mean we're fighting. Ghostbuster adidididilibilads. What the fuck? But yeah. I can't remember how we got onto that. Oh yeah, but about immortality and invincibility. Yeah. I don't know. Life insurance for those people.
Have you seen the trailer yet for Flash?
Flash?
Mm.
Flash what?
The superhero guy.
I've seen many trailers for the recent Flash movie.
There's like it's not a trailer, it's like a clip from it.
Okay.
And it's really fucking dumb.
I mean, that movie is supposedly very dumb. Yes.
It was like loads of babies falling from a building.
As you do.
But all the babies were falling into like horrible situations. Like one was like they were like about to be hit with hot water, or another one was about to be like squashed or something.
So as if falling out of a fucking building wasn't bad enough.
And the first thing he does is he rushes to a vending machine to eat.
When all that food is right there for the taking. Unbelievable.
And then
clearly very stupid.
And the baby goes in a microwave. It's just I was just sat there going, this is amazing. I have to watch this movie.
The Flash is, ironically, not the brightest of superheroes. Flash, can't you get arrested? Yeah. I love the idea that they just troll the audience and make a film called The Flash. We all think it's going to be about the comic book one, but it's just a flasher. What the fuck? Exactly. Oh yeah, Flash needs a lot of calories to keep his speed going. Yeah, technically. But that doesn't stop the situation being funny. The baby sequence is the equivalent to opening sequence of Roger Rabbit. I think it's more like Shawshank Redemption. That's what it sounds like to me. Very, very touching, very meaningful, very powerful stuff. Maybe Schindler's List.
No, we can't watch One Piece because
there's too fucking much of it.
It's still going, isn't it?
I think the manga is over, but the anime is probably still going.
It's just like we can't start watching it now. I can't imagine they fucking
finished it.
Yeah, we can't start watching it now because eventually, we're gonna be like 20 years in and trying to finish the whole series.
I don't know. You have the ability to just fucking eat through unbelievable amounts of fucking movies. I tell you what, if you haven't watched it, watch fucking Barry.
Oh, Barry's really good.
Holy shit, is that show really good. We just got into the 3rd season, and because the kids have gone on holiday with their nana, we had just time, so we like watched the shit out of half a season of that, and that was good. And it's nearly done, and I'm big sad. Fellow heathens, earthlings. Ew, earthlings. Manga isn't even... I thought the manga was done. I've been fucking misinformed.
So there's even more. Reason to watch it. I know there's supposed to be like a live action or something, but a lot of the live action animes are dire.
Wait, the manga is still going, and they still haven't even found out what the One Piece is. Is there a fucking inch of that planet that they haven't fucking scoured yet? Is it set in fucking Minecraft? I have all the episodes of Barry, but have not started watching. It's really good. I mean, if you get into it, it's slow at first, but then it just pops the fuck off. And if you start watching it by next week, come back. And if a certain bald man isn't your favourite character when you get back, I don't even know what to do with you. I'm Barry Allen, the fastest person alive, except that guy and him, and yeah, her too. Which is wrong, because he is literally the fucking cause of the Speed Force, and they all use his Speed Force. It belongs to him, so no one can be as fast as him. He just doesn't know how yet, if it's comic book accurate. And I haven't even read the comic books, but I just know that because fucking YouTube, mostly. So it could be wrong, I guess. 1,037 chapters of One Piece. I'm not reading that. I wouldn't. I hope the fucking show doesn't have any filler in it, because how dare they?
God, like Naruto.
How fucking dare they have filler with something with that much stuff? That's why Doho Doho ni Doho? Doro ni Doho?
Doro.
Doro hi Doro? There's this show and it's fucking bonkers and it's all killer, no filler. It's really good.
We're waiting for the next season to come out.
Yeah, we can't wait for the next season to come out because it's so fucking good. One Piece is How I Met Your Mother for weebs. I mean, yes and no.
I don't know. I've never seen it.
I've never seen.
I know it's about a boy who's stretchy and he's a pirate. I think.
Is that what How I Met Your Mother's about? Oh, I thought it was completely different.
To be honest, I've never seen How I Met Your Mother either.
I'm cooking. Who's Hungary? I mean, name your poison. I'll cook anything once. I don't know what.
Shit biscuits.
Shit biscuits. There you go. Oh no, they've run out of draft Stella, and all that's left is bloody Bud Light. Okay, it depends if you like Bud Light.
It depends if you want to get drunk or not.
Yeah. And if you're not drinking it for philosophical reasons, don't be a twat. Life is too short for that shit. Get drunk, be happy. Doho Dihoro got instantly into my absolute fave anime. Such a great work of art. Yeah. So good.
I remember watching the first episode and it got me straight away. And I was just like, I'm not allowed to watch this anymore because I have to watch it with sick. It was really
Take
good.
a shot. Use this to buy One Piece manga. Hey, I did say it, and you know it's going in.
Fucking hell!
There we go.
Oh, not again.
There is no fucking way. I don't believe these people have enough money to do to me what they did to me last week. Thank Christ. But yeah. The shots go into whatever I'm currently drinking. This one was almost finished, so it is basically... It's going to be pretty strong. But I did say... Now, what you want to do if you really want to hurt me is I have a number of shots worth left of the Jack Daniel's Bonded I'm currently drinking, which is really nice.
Oh,
And then all I have left is my banana one, and I fucking hate that stuff. It's just not very nice. So, if you've got the money...
how bad did it get last week? He had to be a little bit sick.
I was a little bit pukey. Not gonna lie. It was pretty bad. I mean, I'd already had a number of drinks.
Twin Peaks, I really like Twin Peaks. It's a slow burner, but it is really good.
Yeah, but it's not Deadly Premonition.
No, Deadly Premonition is like Twin Peaks on speed.
Deadly Prem is just the best fucking game ever made. There are no flaws. It is not the jankiest piece of shit ever, but it's also just amazing. You can't say that. You should say Knee Kit because your name is Knee. Paging Dr. Peel. Speaking of, I just wrote a script about a certain Dr. Peel's friend today. It was fucking stupid. Jack Daniels with a ball gag. I don't even understand. Oh, I see. Bonded. It's not Jack Daniels Bondage. I don't know what makes it bonded. Apart from the fact that it's 10% stronger than normal Jack Daniels. But it is really tasty. Something about whiskey. If you make it stronger, it just gets nicer. I don't know if that's just the alcoholism talking. I don't read much manga lately, but I've read Full Metal Alchemist, Lone Wolf and Cub. Lone Wolf and Cub, there we go. Death Note, Battle Royale, Gantz. I've heard of Gantz. I think, is Battle Royale, like, is that what the movie Battle Royale is based on? So I like that movie.
Oh, that's a banger, that one.
Death Note, I know that that's what the Death Note movie is based on, and that is not a good movie.
No, Death Note is.
Death Note's pretty good.
Yeah, Death Note the series is good.
Yeah.
Death Note the movie is fucking dire.
But it's also fucking hysterical. It's like really, really funny. Just from a if you watch Cosmonaut Picture Show doing it,
the best bit is
it's very entertaining.
The best bit is Ryuk, and that's it.
Their Ryuk is fucking tight, actually.
Yeah.
I think the live action version of Ryuk is like really good.
Yeah, it is. Everything else surrounding it is garbo, though.
Christ, that's a strong drink. Ah, not the bloody banana again. The banana whiskey is fucking gross. It's like Howling Monkey or something like that. It's not nice. It's not a pleasant drink. A popular vegan influencer on the internet died from starvation yesterday. Was it yesterday? I'm sure I heard something about that like a while ago.
It was a while ago.
Yeah.
It was like last.
Unless another one died, which is tragic and yeah. I mean, one would hope that it would influence people to eat a slightly better diet. And that doesn't even mean, like, one of the problems with a lot of these veganism promoters isn't the veganism. I've got no fucking problem with that. If you can find a way to do it sustainably and, you know, and be healthy, then great. But a lot of them don't. They do crazy shit.
I think the problem is the one, if I'm remembering correctly, that she was a raw foodist, and she basically her diet was exclusively one fruit.
Okay.
I think it's like the
that is a.
Is it a Duran fruit? Daran fruit?
There's a thing about really fat people dying of malnutrition because they only eat like fucking chicken nuggets or something like that. And you think, how does that happen? It's because you need variety in your diet, regardless. Also, Verdatum, I think. I put $2,000 into a Ryuk cosplay. Jesus Christ. I'd put about $10 in, and it would look like shit, obviously. But I do float, so, you know. Don't drink. I tried spider juice once. Now I'm bouncing off the walls and sticking to them too. Are you sure it wasn't radioactive spider juice? Because I think you might be Spider-Man now. Just saying. I watched the original movie Westworld from 1973. Very influential. Good movie.
It is a good movie.
I've never seen it, but I assume it's pretty okay. If we can all communicate and understand each other, then why do we still fight each other over stupid reasons like imaginary friends? Because we all find our own opinions to be very important. May I have a wrench for my birthday, please? Now, I'm not saying that $20 gets you a wrench, because that would be against the rules. But because you're such an important part of this community... And I find you're, obviously, I think you'd make an excellent moderator.
And you contribute to the channel a lot.
But if you do any of the things that a moderator can do, I will take it away. Just so you know. So there's the ground rules set up. If you pay $20 and ask for a wrench, I'm going to assume you're an amazing person who would make an excellent moderator, but if you ever use the powers, I will take them away. Use it and you lose it. Although I just clicked the button and it was like, do you want to make this person a moderator or an ultra EX special moderator with ultra powers? I'm like, does that look any different? And the question I'm going to find out. Mrs. Sick, type something into chat, because if you were to give me $20, it would be my $20. So. Oh, I can remove you as a moderator. I'll remove you.
Yay, remove me.
And then I will add you. Wait, stop moving. I'm going to end up adding a managing moderator. A managing moderator can manage blocked words and change chat modes in live, and also has capabilities of standard moderators. Fancy. And it looks exactly the same.
Yay.
Boo. That's boring. I mean, it does mean that I can lie to people about what type of moderator they are. But yeah, it's just for
I don't have my wrench symbol anymore.
Wrench is for rent. You will do. It's just that the one that went away, if you type something again, it'll be back. Big prompts. If it isn't, then YouTube is blocked, which is a shock.
There we go. It's back now.
Too little for wrench? How about a nut?
He's letting me know I'm a manager.
Are you asking me to nut for $2? Because if you want me to nut, it's going to cost you a lot more than that. I don't even know how we'd know. If you want to just listen to me jerking off for a bit, I feel like that would be, at the very least, weird. Probably against the terms of service.
You just need to clap near the microphone.
Well, there's the belly slap, which does classically sound like someone having a go. I want a bottle opener. Well, instead of a wrench. I don't get to control that. True power is that which you never have to use. Exactly. That's a great way to look at it. You have all this power. Don't use it, or it will go away. Margate Pride on Saturday. If you're there and you see a guy dressed as Deadpool with a Spider-Man child in a pram, that's us in the pushchair. Okay.
I like that. That's fun.
I don't know where Margate is, so yeah. If anybody's in Margate, go check it out.
It sounds British. I'll give you that.
Ooh. Oh, that was spicy. Right.
What? Oh yeah, because you like drank a shot.
Yeah. It was left, and I was just like, I would like some new drink, so I drank the lot in one go. I did down it. You're welcome.
Yeah, the Westworld movie's pretty good. Like, I would say the series, the first season of the series is really good. But then I think it might be just one of these things that Americans, they can't help themselves, and they're like, oh, we have to keep making more. We can't just end it. And they keep making more seasons, and eventually
you're talking about the show, yeah. We tried to watch season 2. We watched a bit in, and then we just got bored and stopped watching. It's just not as good.
It would have been better if they kept it as one season.
Potentially. Hey, Sick, I'm a bartender. I'm just curious what your favourite type of whiskey is. I enjoy bourbon. Some would say, that's not really whiskey. And I'd say, shut the fuck up, or I'll eat you.
He likes a Godfather as well.
Oh, I love a Godfather. Although I argue that it's not a cocktail. I know that it has a lot of the sort of elements of a cocktail. It has multiple spirits. It has lime in it, if it's done properly. And obviously, like, a big mixer. But it's also just Jack Daniels, Amaretto, and Pepsi Max, or Coke, or whatever the hell you're having it with. I don't know if it's supposed to be Pepsi Max. I don't know if that's like a rule, but that's what I have with it. Fireball whiskey. Fireball, like, I like the flavour of cinnamon whiskies, but they do kind of fuck me up. Not in a drunk way, in a burny way. I'm quite sensitive to spice. Not on the way in. On the way in, like, I can feel it, but it's, like, fun. But on the way out...
Well, you had ginger beer and that fucked you up.
Oh, that really did a number on me. I thought I was really into Krabby's ginger beer. So we got pissed at the pub. I was like, let's go get some of that shit. And, yeah, it made me feel awful. My favourite cocktail is to mix whiskey with whiskey. That is one of the top cocktails. Top tail. I don't know. Cocktail. Ever see The Sick Revenge 2? The lack of whiskey on Earth. I mean, that is true.
It's not really a revenge. That's a saddening.
Ginger beer is awesome. It burns the mouth. Yeah, like, there's ginger beer and then there's alcoholic ginger beer. And I really like ginger beer, but alcoholic ginger beer loses a lot of the sort of sweetness.
I thought there was ginger beer and ginger ale.
Well, ginger beer and ginger ale are still both things that can be non-alcoholic, and often are non-alcoholic.
I just thought ginger beer was alcoholic.
No. The weird thing is that I understand that there's some places where the ginger in ginger beer is what some people's toothpaste tastes like, which is just fucking bizarre. Like, people saying, oh, it just tastes like toothpaste. It's like, no, it doesn't. It's like peppermint. It doesn't taste like peppermint, but that's because it's weird. Ginger beer is such a crapshoot. Some is sort of spicy, and some is undrinkably spicy. Yeah, I could see that. Like, Flavors are fun. Mm. Dry humping the cash cow. Okay, I mean, it deserves it, I guess. Gingerbread and Whiskey Men take over the moon, chapter 1. I mean, I heard a story about someone who made a cocktail with no mixers, a nice tasting drink made with only alcohol. The sad thing is they forgot how to make it. I mean, there are plenty of like extremely tasty spirits. Like a really good quality coconut rum is like very sweet. Often overpoweredly so, but if you mixed in like the right kind of things to sort of take the edge off the sweetness of that, I could see that happening. It would be very, very difficult. My favorite one that I've never managed to remember to have when I've both had money and the urge to drink, and also not am filled with things that will curdle it, is there's a cocktail that is Bailey's, something, and milk, and it just tastes like strong milk. And I imagine, like, you could drink it like milk, and it just goes blah, 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 straight down your fucking neck.
Someone said, I don't like to ascribe low IQ to people I don't agree with, but it's hard not to sometimes. What's your take on Religion Boys feature? Dishonesty, low IQ, reasonable, from a wildly different view.
I'm going to read that again just so my brain can comprehend it. I don't like to ascribe low IQ to people I don't agree with, but it is hard not to sometimes. What is your take on the Religion Boys featured? Dishonesty, low IQ, reasonable, from a wildly different view. Well, I alluded to earlier, I just did a video on Matt Powell. Matt Powell is either one of the dumbest human beings alive and is just absolutely, unbelievably fucking stupid, or is a massive fucking liar. And I can only assume that he seems like someone you could have a conversation with if it wasn't about religion, and it would be fine. Like, he might have shit opinions on everything. He probably does. But if you could get him to talk about not his religion, he would be coherent and probably at least rational on some other topic. So I can then only assume that he is a lying piece of shit. Now, I have also dealt with people that clearly don't know what they're talking about. It's basically that it's absolutely a spectrum. And the spectrum goes from, as a general rule, dishonest to stupid. Now, it is kind of more of a triangle. There are the people who have, I wouldn't call them good reasons for believing, but understandable reasons for believing. Sort of, they've had experiences and they attribute those to, whatever religion it is that they've fallen into. But I wouldn't call that stupid, but I definitely wouldn't call it dishonest. So it leans more towards sort of naivete, in my opinion.
I wouldn't call people who, like, low IQ doesn't necessarily mean you're stupid.
Yeah, that's the other thing.
In the same way. And also, it also doesn't mean you're dishonest, because there's plenty of people who are the kindest, most generous, lovely people, and they're just not that smart.
Yeah. I was going to say, like, IQ is a thing that exists and we know, and we can sort of have a relative measure of it. But when it comes to these kinds of beliefs, you can have people with very low IQs who have learnt how to critically think. And when I talk about stupidity, it's actually me talking about lack of critical thinking skills.
It's also an unwillingness to try and think as well.
there is definitely an extent to that, but that leans more into the dishonesty of it.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't want to be wrong, so I'm not going to put the effort into proving myself wrong, which I find as a worldview completely baffling, but people must have it. Matt Powell must not want to be wrong. He has no interest in being wrong. And that's why he is so willing to say things that, to any person who's paying attention, is just catastrophically ridiculous.
He also seems to parrot as well.
Oh, of course he parrots. They all parrot. It's that sort of groupthink thing.
Yeah.
And they hear something and they think, oh, that sounds like a good argument, I'm going to say that.
Rather than actually trying to think for themselves first and then talking about that argument.
Well, oftentimes you find that the stuff they come up with on their own is much worse because it hasn't been workshopped. So, like, their most quote-unquote compelling arguments are coherent to an extent within their own framework, but that doesn't make them right, and it doesn't make them obviously wrong when you analyze them, but they're at least something. Like, some of the things Kent Hovind says have clearly been workshopped to a certain degree, which is why so many of the people who agree with him will repeat things he said, basically verbatim. But yeah, I mean, I've never heard, like, people say, what is the best argument for religion you've heard? And I'm always stuck for, I haven't, because every argument I've had, or every argument I've heard, I will sit down and I will analyze it. Like, I've made a job of it. And they are always lacking in some department. I've never heard one. And I've said it a lot of times before, but there was one argument that I was told was the best argument for a Christian worldview. And it was this bunch of scientists who were very good scientists and were very good at sciencing. And they did this big load of science. And then at the end, they just concluded, therefore God. Most disappointing thing I've read in my entire fucking existence. Disappointing to the point of absolute rageful infuriation, because it's like, are you fucking kidding me? That's what you've got? I can say the exact same thing and then say, therefore God doesn't exist. That's still not a good fucking argument. The whole point is that science is very neutral on the God concept. Some would say that proves that God doesn't exist. It's like, it can't fucking answer that question because it's not a scientific question.
I would say that science is not trying to disprove God. It's trying to figure out how the universe functions and works.
Absolutely. So science doesn't try to disprove anything but the things it's currently trying to figure out.
It's just an inference. If you figure out how this thing works, and previously people kept saying, well, it's God who did it, and then you're like, well, but look at the evidence.
Basically, I've said it before a million times. You follow the evidence. But a lot of apologists will start with their conclusion, presuppositionalism, and then they will take the evidence and go, how does this fit into my worldview? How do I put these pieces into place in a way that looks reasonably coherent? But it's never fully. It's never one that makes a whole lot of sense. But it's close enough for them that they're like, I'm happy with that, with the giant fucking bits of the puzzle pieces sticking out of the shape that is their worldview. Whereas the science is like...
style.
Yeah. Whereas the science is just like, okay, we have all these bits, and they just keep putting it together, and yeah, the shape isn't complete yet. The shape is not finished. We don't know what the top of it looks like. We don't know what this bit in the middle is supposed to be. But we're not going to fucking pretend we know. We might have a good guess. There might be. If say the scientific understanding was like just a big picture of like a fucking beach filled with people, then there might be bits of it where you see someone holding a lead, but there's nothing there, and you can infer that what's supposed to be there is a dog. But it might be a fucking tarantula. You don't fucking know. But there's a good chance that when we figure out what's there, we put the place in, and we eventually do. And, oh, look, it was a fucking dog all along. But occasionally, you know, it's a parrot. And that's science. And you don't really, I'm not going to say you don't question it, but you don't go, well, reality must be wrong. Like, you go, how did that?
It's fine to make an assumption.
Yeah.
But you also need to recognize that if your assumption ends up being wrong, then it's okay to go, oh, fuck, I was wrong.
Alec Burrett says, or a cat, and he's wrong. Because try getting a cat in a fucking collar. You're dead. I know you can get cats in collar. I don't care. I really need a piss. So, people, I expect to come back.
It's the beach in Australia.
I mean, there is that. One of you, I know you want to. Go on. Spend $100 on the internet stranger, making him slightly drunker. It'll be a worthy investment, I promise you. I'm off for a piss. See you in a sec. Also, like, ask questions.
Is that shot already hitting you?
Oh, I mean, I have been drinking before we started. That's always the case, pretty much. But what about an ex-carrot?
I don't like the idea that people would walk tarantulas, though, to be honest. That sounds fucking terrifying.
What if they wore boots?
Oh, it would make it slightly better. I am saying words. I'm reading in my head. The words are in my head. All roads lead to God if you use the Bible as a bulldozer. Yeah, true. Like, one of the problems with religious texts and things is that people always take it as face value, and it's like, well, it's written down, therefore it must be true. And that's the type of thinking that makes you an idiot. You need to, like, go, oh, well, what's the context of this? When did this happen? Where did it come from? And actually think before you start going, this must be true because it's written down in a book and people have told me this book is special, therefore the words are special. Yeah. Cece has got a lot funnier because their beliefs don't actually matter and you can just enjoy the stupid. Theo boys are a real problem.
Oh. What was that?
You're saying that CC has got funnier because his beliefs don't actually matter.
To an extent. I mean, the thing with CC is that he does have a following. And that's a problem. And I think anybody with a following who says things that are wrong, I think they are a problem. I think that they are someone to be concerned with and someone to point at and say, hey, stop being stupid. I don't believe in this idea that there are no stupid beliefs that are completely safe to have. If it's wrong, it's wrong. And if you can be wrong about one thing and not listen to anybody, then there's a really good chance that you'll be wrong about something else.
John Cleveland is a mad lad.
Don't threaten me with a good time. Take a shot. Right, well, thankfully this drink is slightly bigger. Alright, fuck, you got half a free shot. I use a tippy pourer, and sometimes it only does like half a shot for some reason. Right, so you got like $50 worth of shot there.
Oh, I love it. I love when CC's wife like groans in the background when she sees the camera set up.
Like, in all seriousness, I know that fucking his wife is very much not on board. Let's put it that way. But is she still on board with the relationship? We haven't seen her in a very long time. I certainly haven't. But then I don't follow him.
Either that or he's been banned, like, cast out to the car, and he has to do his videos in the car now.
I don't know. I'm just thinking. No, like I do my job, and I say a lot of stupid shit. But you've never thought to cast me out of the bedroom where we both work. I guess. I don't know. I think I'm just not that fucking stupid. Mm. Oh, that definitely adds a kick to that. Oh, you just made my drink more delicious. The whole book thing does not go into my head. It's incomprehensible to me how they can't get that the Bible is just a book to us and keep arguing into circles. Well, the Bible says it's good word, God word, or whatever. There is, I don't know how to sort of get into someone like that's head. Like the idea that the Torah or the Quran or any other religious texts that I don't know the name off the top of my head because I'm an ignorant fuckwit.
Vader.
But they definitely don't. Did you just say Vader? Or did you say babe?
I said babe, but okay.
Well, I don't know.
I was going to say babe. What about ancient Egyptian, but never mind.
No one wants to know about ancient Egyptian texts. I'm talking about relevant religions, no offense. You know, they don't... You explain to them that, okay, so you think that that's an absolute factual thing. Why do these other people think that? The problem with that approach is obviously that, oh, well, they're just wrong. They're tricked by the devil. The trick by the devil is always a heck of a... I like that. Money! Tricked by the devil, it's just like... I do take that tack to a certain extent. It's like, how do you convince someone who thinks that everybody else is being tricked by the devil that they might be? Like, seriously. They're genuinely convinced. Well, I had this feeling. I felt that it was God. It's like, could the devil trick you into thinking that God was talking to you? Could the devil give you those same feelings, that positive, I'm better than everyone feeling? Of course he fucking could, if he existed. But yeah, of course he... Okay, Bible shite. Vader versus Babe.
There's I can't remember what it is now. Like the Gnosticism.
Gnosticism, I think it is.
Yeah, they have a belief in both like Jesus and Lucifer.
Yeah.
They see him as a balance between each other.
Right.
So like, and that Lucifer's not a bad guy. He's just the necessary evil in the world in order to keep a balance. And that culture of that religious sort of view got completely fucked over.
Mm.
And because the Christians didn't like it.
I mean, there are a lot of older Bible texts that talk about gods.
Yeah, they talk about multiples. And
also, then
there's also the idea that God had a wife as well.
Yeah, which it's so... When you look into that things, it's so fucking obvious that this was just another religious text written by a bunch of people who had whatever fucking motivation. I'm not going to ascribe shit.
Like similar stories within the area, like Mesopotamian stories are in the Bible and stuff like that because they all came from the same area.
Emily Godbought. What?
Godbought, not
Godbought.
Not Godbought.
Godbought. I said Godbought. Although you need to change your name to like Immortally. Immortally, Gordedly, Borderly. I hope that's not your real name. Otherwise I might sound like a right swat. But like, what are you working towards an amount? Damned ancient Greeks, Hades, and old wise perverts. I mean,
Zeus.
I know who was. Yeah, I was gonna say Zeus. Zeus fucked fucking everything.
He's like, if it moves, I'm gonna fuck it.
Emily Godbought, are you divorcing someone and are now just frittering away your money? Is that the plan? Because, you know, I appreciate it. The belief that you are some kind of eternal truth that no one else sees is a baffling one. Or that you are important to the creator of the everything. Okay. I will point out that I'm just giving you money till I get bored. Till you get bought. Yes, I do think I'm funny. If someone gives $500 for another hour, I will do it, but I will be mad because I have work to do. Just so you know. I'm letting you know that I will do it. I don't want you to. And this isn't reverse psychology. I promise you. I'm just saying what will happen. I'll be mad. Thor has the fucking hammer.
Sin was a Mesopotamian moon god. Yeah, but the word sin, or the name sin, is Latin.
Latsin.
Yeah, it's not Hebrew, it's Latin. So the original context of that wouldn't make any sense.
What baffles me about sin is the whole, oh, God couldn't allow sin into heaven, but why not? What does he have to fear from sin? Can he not do something about sin? I've not spent 500 for an hour's entertainment since, Are you comparing me to a prostitute? Because I'm not going to lie. But I feel like it's weirder than that. Because you wouldn't just be paying $500 for your own entertainment. Or £500 or whatever. You'd be paying it for a bunch of people. Emily Godbought is having a good time. I just figured out I could do 666. If you're 555, then I'm 666. And I bet 30% of you get that reference. Just doing the math here. If all sick. Emily, give him 69 cents. I don't think you can. I don't think you can go below $1. Just because YouTube's like, no, fuck you. How dare you not give us at least some money? I beg to differ. I'm stoned, not drunk. I mean, stoned is edibles / smoke drunk. To me, it's almost no difference. Everyone's like trying to come up with the funny numbers. Oh, David Icke. Wait, my fucking reference?
I've not heard that name in a while.
I tried to do a video of him, and he's so fucking into 169. Ah. Nice. Yes, it is a Slipknot reference, but the evil ducks would know that, so that doesn't count. Sin is just snake oil sales, man. You are sinful. Yeah, but it's just when it's brought up, it's like, hi, I don't have an argument anymore, is what I hear. It's like, well, something God sin. It's like if you have a triomni God, that is to say, omnipotent, omnipresent, benevolent. No, I'm not pissed. You're pissed. Then if sin is a factor in that thing's existence, that God then fails the triomni, fucking test. Like, it can't possibly be all powerful. If sin is even remotely a problem for God, God is worthless in a triomni factor. And if they're not a triomni God, then I don't give a fuck what they want. Because they're clearly not that powerful. They clearly have a limit to their power. And at this point, I'll fucking fight him.
Bring it on.
Moon Nazis. Has someone been playing fucking Wolfenstein? Or is it Wolfenstein? I don't know. My card declined to 420. I still have 80 in the bank. I guess the bank thinks my activity is suspicious. I'm glad. If you only have 80 in the bank, stop giving me money. Make me mad. I do not want people to go into fucking starvation poverty. Just, even if it's entertaining to you, stop it.
Stop doing it for the meme when you can't afford it.
I like that nom nom nom. It's a buyer's market for prostitutes these days. Turns out it is really a slippery slope. And thanks to market saturation, it's a race to the bottom. You're a fucking dick. It's gotten to 10. Fuck. Quick. I need to leave before some fucker gives me money to fucking stay. All right, thanks for coming. I'll see you later.
Bye.
Boy. Who's playing fucking fireworks?